Hey guys, Eric Cogorno with Andrew Rice here for Performance Golf. In today's video, if you're a senior golfer, or heck, any golfer really, that wants to hit your driver farther, we've got one simple move we're gonna show you that's gonna really help you today. Andrew, obviously with the driver and hitting it longer, there's lots of things we could talk about, but I think today's piece is something a lot of golfers miss, that if they implement it, which is pretty easy to implement, they could have huge gains with the drive. And you guys might see this might be you, okay? Or maybe one of your buddies when you're playing, when you're out on the tee. But if I took a setup and I showed you how to hit the ball the shortest, right? If my goal was like, all right, Eric and Andrew, I wanna hit my driver as short as possible, we would recommend that you move something like this. Okay, keep note of how I'm moving here. Andrew, you see this one at some golf schools?
Yes.
Here and here?
And the noted follow-through power finish there.
Yeah. So notice the way my body's moving. This would be my shortest hitter, okay? If we wanted to hit the ball the longest, we would want to do basically the opposite of that.
Correct.
That might look something like here.
Yes.
And here.
And there. Let's take a look at that. And a lot of golfers, Eric, certainly I know you encounter them, I encounter them, are under the false impression that the spine, we start at address, I've got some forward bend, my spine is tilted down towards the ground, and the spine is something around which I rotate. Okay, that metal bar running through your spine all the way into the ground, and you're just going to pivot your upper body around that central fulcrum there, and that's how it should be. And that's really not the case, because as we understand 3D movement and those different patterns, we now understand that the spine at address certainly is tilted forward. But as we start to get into the backswing, that spine starts to, if I'm standing up straight, it effectively starts to bend to the left. And as I continue rotating up to the top, it starts to extend where I get a little bit this way. And if I add some rotation there, couple that rotation with some left side bend, for me, the right-handed golfer, and then that extension as we get to the top, all of a sudden, I'm going to be able to get my hands that much higher. I'm going to be able to displace the handle. And you and I know that if we want more speed and we want to be able to unleash those huge drives, we want to do something to allow the handle to travel further. And that's really the key to getting that spine to work correctly. It doesn't just tilt forward and we rotate around that spine. It's really got to move in a lot of different ways. Certainly as I start down, I lose some of my left side bend, I lose some of that extension. Now I'm in forward bend, very quickly going to right side bend and into the follow through. Once again, I've got some of that extension.
So this would be like our shortest hitter. Now from here, the more the chest would go down, the head would go to the right, probably there physically, you probably can't move your arms much farther than that, huh?
No further.
And you can try this at home as well. Try make a backswing, you rely, don't want to hurt yourself, where you make a swing where your chest is down towards the ground like this. You're gonna feel like your left arm gets cut off there, like it physically can't go any farther. That would make the shortest swing length, like Andrew said. Now, if we go to that same, let's do the bad one more time. Now from there, if you add some extension from there to the top, you notice how now he's able to get the hands traveling farther. And try that yourself. Do the chest down and feel that, and then start to feel the shirt buttons up towards the sky.
It gives us an opportunity to do more work on the system. We've got more time to pump energy into that system and ultimately deliver more club head speed to the back of the ball.
And obviously we want to do the same thing on the way down, but first on the way back, Andrew showed me this little drill, and I saw Andrew in another video, maybe we'll put that on here with you had kind of a yellow band, like if you have an exercise band.
Yeah.
But actually you can do a similar thing here with the towel, right?
Just take your golf towel off the back of your golf bag and you're gonna hold on. Lead hand is as you normally would right there. Trail hand is there, but we've created a little bit of separation between the two. And what I'd like to see is, as you go back, we're not gonna allow ourselves to drift the head or the upper body off the golf ball. We're gonna feel like that lead side, my left side, starts to go down. But as I get up to the top here, I'm really trying to create some pressure between my trail hand, my right hand, and my left hand, and I'm really stretching on that towel there as much as I can. I'm creating that tension in an effort to try to feel like I'm really getting that right shoulder, that right side ultimately, to extend as far back as I can. And I want to make that right side long as I get up to the top there.
So I'm holding this here, So as I'm making my backswing, oh yeah,
Feel that stretch,
oh,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know as you get up to the top, you can feel that right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know this, okay? It's hard for a lot of the golfers we're talking to, Eric, it's hard for a lot of them to do this, but go as far as you can.
Yeah, push that far on this side here. Kind of a similar, simple way to do this. Like I like to show a lot of people too, Andrew, is even if a golfer just puts the club in their chest or sternum, and maybe we'll show like a, Rory McIlroy or any of these good drivers of the golf ball we would see. Yeah, it's set up, obviously, like you mentioned, we're in forward bend,
Yep.
chest is down. When we make a backswing, this might be about level to the ground in reality for a lot of golfers. But what we don't want to have when you go back is if the club is pointed down towards the ground, below parallel,
Huge.
we're probably in big trouble. And so just to get to level, it may feel like, right? They might feel like the chest and club actually goes up some. Up towards the sky, kind of chest up, shirt buttons
It's
up.
gonna make a big difference.
Yeah, so that right shoulder and kind of chest up and back on the way back. And notice when we do that, if we draw a line up from the golf ball, let's say at a typical setup, our head's like a little behind the ball, right?
Yep. Balls forward.
Ball's forward, I got a little bit of a tilt. When I go back, I'm trying to keep that ratio fairly the same. A little bit of head movement to the right's fine, but I'm not looking to go 2 feet to the right.
Definitely.
2 feet to the right, chest down.
Because it really shortens your backswing so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And try this at home. Like literally try this where you go here and you're gonna run out of room physically. And now all of a sudden, I've got a lot of space to go back here. So obviously longer swing length, swing it harder. I shouldn't say that. Swing it faster, probably with less effort on the way down. Probably a better way to say
Prefer that.
So I've got my good setup like I always have, right? Balls forward, a little bit of tilted setup. I'm gonna feel a little bit of chest up towards the sky on the way back on about an 80%er here.
And chest up towards the sky right there too.
Yeah, so even if you notice like the finish, like Andrew said, when I get done, I'm certainly not here. For the downswing, that extension has some different effects, right? If I come through and I've got the head down or the chest down, head forward, I've got that club working in from pretty high.
You've got to hit down on it, right?
Gotta hit down on it.
Across,
Down, across, low, pull cuts probably, right?
short.
Short, not going anywhere. Whereas when the longest drivers, what you would see is how they're able to keep that head back on the way through is from that extension, like Andrew showed.
Correct.
And when that head stays back and your chest goes up, notice how that club head approaches from low and inside, right?
You see how your arms can stay extended?
Ooh.
Okay. You get the body pivoting, that spine working correctly. All of a sudden now the arms have no choice but to stay extended. Whereas the other way around,
What a good point. Gosh, we could almost do a whole video on that with the chicken wing. If
Yeah.
you're someone who comes through and you have this sort of look in the follow through,
yeah.
you probably look like this with your arms because your body's down.
If you rotate that spine away from the target and you work this way, your arms get locked out from going back further. Well, when you get through in this fashion, your arms don't have, like I literally can try to straighten my arms and I can't get this left arm straight.
Yeah.
That feels a lot more comfortable, and that's why so many people get that chicken wing going.
So good. So kind of if I simplified that, what I'm feeling there is chest up, chest up.
Yeah.
I might feel
I like
shirt
that.
buttons to the sky, shirt buttons to the sky, right? I can do the towel version or that band version that you did. I think is such a good, nice one there. The point being, avoid the here and here. That's gonna go nowhere. Chest up, little extension on the way back and through. Let's try that one more time. Good setup. Chest up on the way back, chest up on the way through. And there's another solid one. Probably about a 5-yard cut there right at that pole. We would take that. If distance is your goal, extension is your friend. If distance is your goal, extension is your friend. Whether you're Andrew, Eric, or you watching and you want more distance, follow that. If you guys want some tips like this in person, some guidance from world-class coaches like Andrew, like Martin, Chuck, want to go to a golf school, a golf camp, can't highly recommend them enough. You said you had your biggest year this year. You helped a ton of golfers.
Fantastic, yeah.
Can't recommend those highly enough. Beautiful locations, great learning. We'll put a first link in the description down below if you want to check one of those out. We'll link all of Andrew's info down there as well. Any questions, as always, just leave a comment down below.